Welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can determine some quartile ranges using Python. I'm using Jupyter Notebook and I'm running Python version 3.8. This will show how to do, for example, the interquartile range, which is the difference between the third and the first quartile, the semi-interquartile range, which is half of the interquartile range, and slightly different is the mid quartile, which is the average of the two quartiles, which is then therefore more of a measure of central tendency rather than the other two being more of a measure of dispersion. To load an example file, I'll import pandas and then you can use their read CSV function to read a document, some data from the General Social Survey from 2012. The A stands for that I slightly adjusted it. I don't need actually all the data, I just need one ordinal field. I'm going to be using account scientific for it, and I'm going to store that under ord field. That was the answers to questions on how scientific do you think accounting is. The unique options to choose from were these, or that people actually had chosen. So as you can see, that ranged from not scientific at all to very scientific. So I'll keep those as a separate coding as well. Now the easiest way to probably get all of these measures is to simply use my stikpet library, but I have a separate video for that. You could use the SciPy library, but that only has the IQR. In that case, we'll simply convert our data back to a list. We can remove some missing values and then replace the values with their numeric counterparts. And then finally I can import that IQR. I actually didn't have to remove the missing values because that function from SciPy does also have a NaN policy where you can actually set what it is you want to do with it, and apparently the interquartile range is 2. It's not that complicated to actually calculate these once you have the quartiles. Now I have a whole separate video on how to calculate quartiles, so I'm not going to do that all over again. But let's say you figured out that the third quartile was 4 and the first quartile was 1, then the interquartile range is simply the difference between those two, so you subtract the two from each other and you get yourself the interquartile range. The semi-interquartile range is then half of that, so you do the same thing but divide by 2. And the mid quartile is you add the 2 up and then divide by 2, and then you're done. So it's fairly easy to calculate them once you actually have those quartiles. Alright, I hope this video was helpful and thank you for watching.